Hi, this is Jennifer Hankey with Organic Baby University, here today at Whole Pregnancy with Sally Cohen from Natural Healing Tools. And we're so excited to have her here today because EMF is something that we really want to educate our moms about this year. And she's an expert. She sells these products to help protect us from those kind of EMFs, which most people don't know what they are. So first of all, I'd just like to thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'm glad to be here.
Well, let's just start off and tell us what are EMFs. Most people have no idea what they are and what they do to the body.
Well, they're called electromagnetic fields, and what electromagnetic fields are is they're a small impulse from energy, either from our electrical devices, our cell phones, smart meters, or our microwave. Anything that's electrical is kicking off EMFs, and again, electromagnetic fields. There's been multiple studies done over the years on the what an electromagnetic pulse can do to our body, but the general science is that they really don't know. They don't know if it's affecting our cells on the chromosomal level or if it's just basically impacting our cells. But the symptoms can be, it can create ADHD, it can create attention problems, it can create migraines. For example, if you're on your cell phone too long and you get that headache. And there's also some cancer risks that have been identified, and people are very concerned about that. So there's a lot of things that we don't know about the effects of electromagnetic fields.
And one of the things that I was reading about was that children and pregnant women in particular are more susceptible to these EMFs. Is that true?
That's very true, because the concerns that the scientists have is that the skull is not fully formed in a child until they're in their adolescent years, and so the EMFs can penetrate, quicker to the brain. So those children holding up a cell phone to their ear are basically putting those EMFs straight into their brain. So it really is a concern. And again, we don't know what the effects are with EMFs. We know that there's been some issues, but there hasn't been any general science to directly link one to the other, but there hasn't also been definitive saying that it isn't impacting us. So protection is the safest way to look at it. How do I protect myself?
Well, let me ask you one last question. What about radiation? Is it the same thing as radiation, or is that something completely different? We hear about like smart meters and cell phones giving off radiation.
Radiation is part of another part of the bandwidth. In other words, I think of it like a radio wave. I have FM radio and I have AM radio. So I have radiation and I have electromagnetic fields. So you have all of those in that various spectrum that come across the air, and it's really silent and invisible. We don't know how much impact we're getting from these items. So how do we protect ourselves from those? And we don't know necessarily, again, what all that impact looks like. So we are getting that from the smart meters. We're getting it from different forms of our smartphones. I mean, this mass explosion of Wi-Fi, smartphones, all of the use of MRIs, X-rays, all of those various kinds of things. So, I mean, even if you think back to the days when you used to go to the dentist, and now they put that lead curtain over your chest because of how X-rays can cause cancer. And yet we don't care about our cell phone being next to our head. So,
Right.
we just don't know.
So this is what I love about what you guys do is that most people feel overwhelmed by this, and they're like, well, I
Yes.
can't avoid, every Wi-Fi and, cordless phones.
Right.
And, there
Right.
are things you can reduce. You can not use a cordless
Yes.
phone. You could try not to use a baby monitor. And if you do, you would choose not to use the video version, to
Right.
reduce these exposures. But you guys make products that actually kind of protect you from those. Can you tell us a little bit
Yes.
about how that works?
Well, and we carry a number of manufacturers that work in different ways. They work at blocking the EMFs, or they will work at changing the EMF wave to a harmless wave. But we carry different kinds of things like jewelry, like what I'm wearing here. We carry things to put on your cell phone, on your computers, to attach to your whole house, your Wi-Fi, all sorts of different kinds of varieties of things that you can do to help protect yourself. So I have people call me daily and say, I'm concerned about, and we talk through, okay, what are the layers of protection? Are you most concerned about your cell phone, your house, your baby monitor? What are those pieces of the puzzle you're most concerned about? Let's start with protection on those items and then work at a whole holistic solution for you.
So I guess what items would you say if you could just avoid them, and then how would you protect yourself from the items that you would, like a cell phone? Would you wear the jewelry all the time, or is there something specific that goes on the cell phone? How does that work?
There's both. And one of the things too that you have to understand is yes, you can buy these products, but there are a couple things you can do to protect yourself that are at no cost. For example, when you're using your cell phone, use it on speakerphone only. Don't hold it up next to your head. Don't allow your children to hold the phone up to next to their head. I know that it sounds really cute when you see the baby holding the phone, but use the phone as far away from your body as possible. If you're trying to get pregnant, tell your significant other not to wear the phone on their belt, because it has been shown to reduce the potency of the male sperm when they're trying to get pregnant. So keep the phone away from your vital parts of your body. Keep it away from your head. Stay away from the microwave when it's in use. Get as far away from your computer equipment as possible. Distance is your friend. So that, and then wear protection all the time. Put protection on your phone.
That's great.
So,
well, can you tell us a little bit
go ahead.
about where we can you tell us a little bit about where we can find you and your products and the different kind of things you offer?
We have a website called Natural Healing Tools, and at naturalhealingtools.com we sell all the kinds of products like you can put on your phone, or you can wear on your body, or you can protect on your whole house. We also have a blog called naturalhealingtoolsnews.com, and at Natural Healing Tools News, we're constantly putting up articles about the science and the research and the various kinds of things you can do to protect yourself. Different information about smart meters, different information about different ways to protect yourself, like avoidance, or how to prevent jet lag, or if you're getting migraines, all those kinds of pieces of the puzzle we constantly are posting, or you can search at Natural Healing Tools News.
And the last question I would ask is, so when we use these products, does it completely eliminate our risk, or does it just lower it?
The testing is showing that it is lowering it, and it depends upon your exposure. It depends on how strong your iPhone is and how frequently you're using it. So again, distance is your friend, reduced use is your friend. So it's helping block it, but it isn't going to eliminate it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's just such a critical thing that I think that most parents have no clue about. I hear about pregnant moms that have Wi-Fi's underneath their beds and things like that, and it's just there's so much we don't know that it's always
Right.
just better to err on the side of caution, especially when it comes to pregnant women and infants and little babies. So thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.